Good morning, good evening, or good night, depending on where you are. I'm BRIX Bro, and this is episode 6 of Building Caran. Now, in today's episode, I go over some of my recent progress. So my pieces have still not come in, so this has been 6 weeks now of building Caran, and the pieces have not come in. And it's upsetting, but I've still been able to get a lot of progress done. So I don't know what I've showed you in the past couple episodes, but the main focus of today's episode was almost every single base plate except for one has actually been finished off with tiles and craters. So that's just sort of the idea of what one might look like with a soldier in it. And I'm probably going to end up putting him there because he has the shortened like child legs, which makes it look like he had limbs blown off. And so here we are with the craters, and if you can see with the craters, they go into the ground, which is very interesting, which was not easy to do. You have to sort of take away all the plates that I had there, but it worked out really well in the end, and I just added these smooth pieces wherever I could. So like if you can see all the way over there, I have the 2x2 tiles in here and here and here and here. And then here I'm going to finish it off with the 50 I get from that order. And then over there as well, I need to finish off. But as you can see, it's pretty much getting there. I really shouldn't be showing you the full thing, but it looks pretty good, I think. Anyways, over there in the corner, I finished off the house. So you can see that I really tried to make it more like this one, where you can see two different floors. And I think it looks really good. The blue turned out fine. I really wish I had waited a bit to finish it off because it's almost all 1x1s, and I have so many of those blue color pieces now, and I think I could have done a better job. But nonetheless, I have those shutters open, and the roof I fitted on. It's a very similar roof to this one, which sort of just sits on it. Here you can see inside. Not the prettiest inside on any of these buildings, except for maybe that one, the antique store. But that's how it's been going so far. Let's go into some of the details on vehicles and minifigures. So, as I said, these are basically the only changes I've made is adding all these craters. And so this is going to give you a better idea of what the final will look like. So I have a bunch more 1x1 studs to add that'll look kind of like this, but in the end, not much has changed since the last episode because I'm still waiting on the parts order. But once I get it, it will look so amazing in this corner, and it will give me some great thumbnail shots and just general good shots because that building is going to look fantastic. So also we need to do the bridge, and then in that corner, maybe polish off that path, polish off this path, and then, like I said, the bridge, and finishing off the craters over on this road section. So I think I might put one crater here, but that would be pretty much the only crater, and then just tiling it off and fixing paths over there and over there. So that's about it for this week's episode. Now I'm going to show you my Panzer 3 that I made and some of my Jeeps that might go into the mock. What's up, guys? This is my Panzer 4. So I misspoke in the previous segment. It's actually a Panzer 4. It has the longer barrel. The turret has a very different shape, so maybe not the only. It's a very significant difference. But that's the turret, and the barrel and the length of the gun really help differentiate the two. So to go over my Panzer 4, which I might use in my mock, it has the barrel up front and this sort of visor area that makes it look like there is a way to look through. They're using the single wide tracks that came with the Sherman and the Stug, and those are my basis for all my builds, and to order a bunch of Brickmania tracks and hopefully equip my other 4 tanks, because I have like 4 tanks that don't have treads on right now because I just don't have that many treads, but I'm trying. So that's the overview, I guess. Like I said, there's tracks, it runs off the main big gear. It does get stuck a lot. It does not roll very well. It's mostly for aesthetics. Interestingly enough, I actually use this police minifigure, which is great use of old figures for the commander. It has the same sort of look with the black suit jackets. All I had to do was color over the badge to give it the effect of a tank commander of the time. I would say it has that sort of characteristic like vertical armor look instead of slanted like on a T-34. And if you go around the back, it's very mundane, just a couple of grill pieces that represent an engine. And then this is the radio, so it's like elevated off the rest of the turret. and this is ideally the escape hatches. So there should be 3 on the turret, so 1, and then another one on the other side, and then this is the 3rd for the commander. So this would be sort of for the loader, and this is the gunner, or vice versa. And then if we come around the front, right here and here would be the driver and the co-driver's hatch. That is this tank. The gun does not elevate up and down, unfortunately, but this is, I think, a pretty good start considering it's fully custom. So now on to the Jeeps. So, sort of briefly before we end out the video, these are some of the Jeeps that I made. So they are based on an old Brickmania design. I think I've showed them off in previous episodes, but I might have these on and armed with a technical. Otherwise, I'll put them in some sort of desert mock because the British Special Air Service Forces and maybe just any forces in general, allies, other than I think the Soviets, used a bunch of these. And this is just a really good car or vehicle to have. This Brickmania model uses these city wheel pieces, or older city wheel pieces, which I really love, and I have a bunch of. And it just uses simple pieces rather than like doors, fancy pieces that newer ones have. So it's not super accurate. I would say it's quite cubey in shape, but I think it gets the message across. And then I use the stickers from my other Battle Brick custom set. It has the windshield that folds down. It has mirrors. So folds up, folds down, and the front grille, the synonymous, and it looks really good from the front. Black hands as windshield wipers. Come around back, it has a space to mount Browning machine gun in there, the M1919 I think it's called. And then on the back, it's mundane, but it has headlights as well. Yep, that's it for the Jeep. So thank you everyone for watching. Unfortunately, we did not get super amounts of progress done in this episode, but I hope we can change that in the upcoming episodes. Other than that, thank you and have a nice day.